Welcome to Tech Brothers with Aamir. In this video, we are going to learn how to read JSON file in DataFrame from Azure Blob Storage. So let's take a look what type of file we have here. Here is my Azure portal, and we have a blob storage called Tech Brothers DB. Now inside that Tech Brothers DB storage, we are going to go to the storage, data storage, and then go to containers. And containers are like folders. Inside that folder or container, we have some JSON files sitting. See right there is the customer.json. I have a customer underscore data CSV file that I used for last video, how to read the CSV file in the PySpark from the Azure Blob Storage. So you can watch that video as well. Let's click on this JSON file and go to edit. Here we have this JSON file, and this is a multi-line JSON that start with these square parentheses and then has these records right there. So each one is separated by a comma right there. So if you click right there, you can also see it has multiple records right there. So there are a couple of records here. Now this is all good. It has if you look in the main columns here, we are gonna be like ID, first name, last name, email, and all that. Then we have address, and those records are also there. So let's close this, and now we go to the Databricks, and we will take a look on our PySpark code. First of all, what I did in the notebook, I have this variable created called the storage account name, and we provided this Tech Brothers DB. So I went here, and now this is my blob storage. I copied and pasted it there. Now input, that's a container name, and you guys know that we have input container right there, so that I provided right there. Now what is the SAS token? A shared access signature provided secure delegated access to the resources in your storage account, because we want to access this file from this blob storage, and that's why we created this token. So it's going to be secure communication to access that file for us. Now more details, if you want to be like take a look, you can read about SAS tokens and how to create them. We went here in the container level and then generate SAS, and here it tells you definition as well. And now you can provide let's say we want to create this token for whole year, so it start from today and then ends in the next year. So then you will say generate SAS token, and here the link will be created. You copy this and paste it there. After we have that, we will be good to use this file from this input container in this blob storage. Now we have this file path that I generated. So this is the entire container name and storage name, and then have the file name itself at the end. So you will create this. So what is the WASBS? Windows Azure Blob Storage Service is a protocol secure access to the blob storage in the Databricks or the Spark. So that's what it is right now that we are creating right here by providing the entire complete name for the file. So we have as I said that we use these variables here to generate the entire or full path to our customer's file. Now let's configure Spark to use the SAS token for authentication. So spark.conf.set and then you say fs.azure.sas, and here you will provide your container name and and then you will provide your storage account name, and then you have blob.core.windows.net. I already have the variables, so I use the variable names right here. That's why you create the variable if you are using at multiple places in the code. I already have explained the file type. We have multi-line JSON file, and that's a well formatted file we already have shown you, and that's how we are going to use this one to read in the data frame. So we'll say df equal to spark.read.options, and then you will say multi-line, and then say true, as we have the file that's a multi-line, and that's why we are providing this option. If you don't have multi-line, then you don't need to provide this option, and you will be just fine. And then you say .json, and then you will say file path. See, this is the file path we have built, so we provided that variable here. Now we can use the df.display to see the records. Let's go ahead and execute this, and we will see the records coming from our blob storage file, that's JSON file, to the data flow data frame first, and then we displayed that data frame right there by using df.display. Okay, Spark jobs are submitted, and then now executing, and here is our schema. I don't know if yeah, it is anyways, it's providing schema even we haven't print schema, but this is already providing the kind of schema for the data frame. So we can see right there it has address, it has orders, and then this is the outcome coming from df.display. So this is a well formatted table that we can see that we have address that was also an array or struct type. So you can see right there, there's all those records there. We have customer since, and we have date of birth, email, first name, last name, and all that. And if I scroll on the right side, then also I see the orders. Now I can go further in and read the data from these values if I want. Let's say I want to see the city and a country or state, I can read those as well and as a columns. So that's not a problem. So let's go back and take a look. So see right there, address has all city, country, state, and everything. So these columns came directly as just as is. Now inside these further records, if we want to read it, then we have to provide those values. Now if I will go and just let me disable this one and actually comment out and then enable this. So now I'm selecting df.select. It will give me the option to select the columns, and you see that we already have those column ID and everything. So that's what I use, date of birth, first name, and everything. And then from here, if I want to say address.city, so I can go and say address.city right there. So it's going to get me that. If I want to see something special from the orders column, so let's say in the orders column I am interested in the date or ID or order ID, I can do that. So let's say instead of amount, we say order underscore ID. Now if we execute, it's going to get us these specific columns instead of bringing everything up. Now you see that the first one right there, so we can see right there, now we have ID, first name, last name, and then we have order ID, and then city as well. So you can use that. Now if I want to see the schema, so I can see the schema as well. So if I will go ahead and just execute this, it's going to create the schema for me. And now you can see if we scroll up here, we have this schema right here, address, and then it tells us address is a struct type that and it has a city and state and country and everything. And then we have customer since, that's a string. Then we have date of birth string, email string, and then also we have order, that's array. And then inside that we have elements as a struct and amount, date, order, and all that. And you have phone number and everything. So you can see the schema right there as well by using a print schema that we used right there. And if you click right further on here, you can already see a little bit better in options. So it kind of give you like more granular, and also show you the colors. So it helps as well. You can see right there is array, this is struct type. So you will be able to see details here as well. Okay, great. So this is how you will read your JSON file from the Azure Blob Storage in DataFrame by using PySpark. So I hope you learned something out of here, and I will see you guys in next video. Thanks so very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel.